Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela. And on this topic, we are going to be talking about narcissist red flags, and this being a life or death situation. And when I say these things, you guys, I don't want you guys to take it lightly. I mean, they physically, mentally, these type of people want to kill your spirit. There's a lot of confusion during this relationship, in the beginning of the relationship, and when it ends. And chances are that when it ends, you will look back at all the red flags. And, even in the end, the narcissist will tell you, I told you I wasn't going to change, or, say in the midst of your, arguments or disagreements with these type of people, they will bring up things that they did to you purposely to hurt you. And they will tell you, remember when I did this to you? Or remember when I said that I wouldn't do this anymore? I was lying. I wasn't telling the truth. And right now, I don't want to be around you. If you don't like how I am, you can leave, or you're going to do whatever I tell you to do, or you're going to sit around and wait for me to give you some of my attention, because the narcissist motivation in getting supply from you is having you sit in one place waiting for them, putting your all into their dreams. And while you're putting your all into their dreams, in the moment, you're trying to satisfy this person. You want to go out on dates. You want to spend holidays, birthdays. You basically want to create memories with someone, and you're wondering why creating memories, good ones, why isn't that good enough? And if you're wondering, I suggest that you guys listen to the red flags in this video that are going to be informative, because this is what I've experienced. This isn't just information that I researched online. This is my life, my experience, my knowledge, and this is what I have been able to gather from what I've seen all around the world, and from city to city, and these people are everywhere. And I wish I would have had good people in my life instead of narcissists to actually give me advice as a young lady. And I hope that there are young women on here that are confused, but are open to understanding what type of demon they're dealing with, because I've lost so many opportunities and so many memories, and I've lost so many connections dealing with this type of human being, which I don't believe they're human. There's someone definitely that in the beginning, you might be intrigued with, you might feel like you're in love with, you might feel as if you have something to do, you might feel as if you have a good time, or you're in the moment, you want your friends, your family to be around this person, you want their family and friends to be around you. And you're thinking about the future. You're thinking about how your life is going to plan out and things like that. And you're thinking, maybe I'll have kids, maybe I'll get married, maybe I'll go to school and graduate and do all these great things. And you might say, I'll never be like this person, I'll never be like them. You might hear this narcissistic person talk bad about other people, their achievements, and not just their achievements, but also their failures, because the narcissist thrives on other people's failures, and they love being part of that. They love destroying others, and they're in the process of destroying you. If these red flags are happening to you, chances are you're dealing with a narcissist, and it might not seem as if just because you know the definition, just because you've heard different stories, you might still tell yourself, but this person I'm in a relationship with, or I'm married, or I have kids with, yeah, they do experience these narcissistic symptoms, but when I'm with them, and you don't understand, I've been with them, for years, 20 years, 15 years, 7 years, 5 years, I have a child. You can give any excuse to justify the type of person that they are. But these people just simply don't have empathy. They don't feel bad. They don't feel like they did anything wrong. And they don't feel bad about hurting you and the people you love. They actually want to hurt you and the people, around you. Not only do they separate you from the people closest to you, like your family and your friends, it's almost like they're human trafficking you out of everything that you've known and putting you in this prison. And it might not seem that way because you have your freedom and you have the ability to go to work, school, and move around. But you're going to realize years later, if you end up with these type of people, you're going to end up realizing why so many mothers are single parents. You're going to realize why so many men are also single parents. You're going to realize why there's so many angry people in the world, why you go to work and see that you have this boss that's always in a bad mood. Then you have another boss that seems like she's a narcissist. Then you're going to understand the world a little bit more. But while you're young and you don't have people around you that you can talk to, or you might feel as if you can talk to them, but they're just going to judge you. Or that you've tried to talk to them, and their simple answer to you is run away from this narcissist. This person is no good. This person is using you. There's something about this guy. There's something about this girl. And this narcissist might have not done anything to you too dramatic. And you're wondering why the people around you automatically feel like there's something shady going on. And that's because chances are that you're dealing with a narcissist and they can see things that you just cannot see just yet. And because they've went so many years alone, or being strong, not needing anyone. A lot of people have went through situations with narcissists, and eventually there's just this numbness. There's this realization where you see people for who they are. You see what's behind the blinds, and no one can fool you anymore. This is why a lot of times narcissists don't even target, older women or older men, because they feel as if these people know too much. And if you know too much, that means that you're going to question where they are at. You're going to question what are they doing on their off time from work. You're going to question things that you just normally wouldn't question when you're young. When you're young and you're going to school and you're in school all day, the narcissist can simply be with their family, their children, and you're going to school. This person has lied to you about their whole life. You don't know they have children. They've lied to you about their age. They've lied to you about their job, their lifestyle, what they own. They've lied to you about being in a relationship with someone, whether it's, a partner or being married. So a lot of times they do target younger people. And I was one of those girls that was targeted. And, although I'm still young, I went through a lot. I went through a lot in my life. I've lost a child. I've went through many things dealing with a narcissist. I lost scholarships. I've been homeless. I've been through a lot of things that certain people just would look at me and would never probably believe. Most people that I've came across always think I'm wealthy and, things like that. And a lot of times narcissists, when they see that you're about something, they feel as if everything that you have has been given to you. So they target women or men who come from good families, good backgrounds. And the mistake that happened to me was that when the narcissist targeted me, they believed that I was one of those girls, that everything was handed to me. They didn't know how broken I really was inside, not having my parents, not having my mom or my dad. They didn't know the intensity of my pain, because I was always, I was a teenager, 15 years old, 16 years old, already working. So this narcissist, after basically ruining everything I went through, ruining everything, college, everything, although they didn't ruin it, because in the end, you're still able to change your life around, no matter what people do, say to you, no matter what you've even done yourself. You're able to change those things, and you realize that after the world has killed you, after these narcissists have slayed you, you realize that you don't have anyone else but yourself, and you have to toughen up again. And that's basically my story, is that it was either I was going to die or live, and I chose to live and to keep moving forward. And this is why I've also created this channel, to help many other survivors and people that still don't know how intense and crazy it's going to get if you stay around. So as I said, I've created a list of things that I know things that I know for sure are red flags when dealing with a narcissist that you might overlook. You might have overlooked it in the beginning of the relationship, or you might still be overlooking it. But one thing that you must not overlook is how you met them. So if you've met them online, you have to think to yourself, how many other women and men have they talked to and met up with online? If you've met them over the phone, it's the same thing. If you've met them at a club or at a bar or at a restaurant, you have to think to yourself, does this narcissist come and hang around this upscale restaurant because they're trying to catch supply? So that's one thing that you have to realize is, how did you meet them? What type of conversations were you having? Was it intimate conversations that you were having with this narcissist? Because that's another thing that people overlook. If you started being sexual with them, chances are that narcissist go online, that's what they're looking for, and you fell victim to that. You were probably looking for a date or for a good time. And how you meet the narcissist says a lot. You have to ask yourself, if they met me here, did they meet other people here? So if you're in the beginning of this relationship, you have to think to yourself, this is kind of getting weird. How did I meet him? How did I meet this person again? Yes, when I met them, they did ask me some really off questions, or they made a really nasty joke. And even though it was funny at the moment, those jokes might have some truth to it. So knowing the type of conversation that you've had with them from the start, a lot of us regret how we met them. It's like meeting a guy outside of a gas station and realizing that he's always hanging around the gas station all day, asking women for their number, looking for a place to sleep. So you have to ask yourself these questions, especially as a young woman. I'm at this college party. Why is this grown-ass man in this party? And he's nearly 40 years old, and it's nothing but college students here. And he's not a college student, and he's not into college, but he knows everyone in this campus. That's a red flag. So how did you meet them? If the conversation that you've had with them has anything to do with you wanting to have a partner, or, a lot of times when you meet a narcissist, they'll ask you, so what are you looking for in a partner? It's like, as soon as you say, oh, someone who's this, someone who's that, they're thinking to themselves, I don't care what you want as a partner, but now that I know that you are looking for a partner and you're open to that, I'm going to play my position. I'm going to take notes from anything that you've told me, all your interests, and I am going to sell you a dream. So you have to think of those things. Someone who is conscious of what's going on around them, if someone asks them, are you looking for a partner? Most of the time, conscious people would, say, I would love to have a partner, but I just love being with myself. I haven't found anyone to match my energy, or I'm not looking for a partner. I'm never searching for anyone. I'm just happy with myself. I love myself. And a lot of times people who are truly happy with themselves, they don't so much need a companion, although it's good, it feels good to have, but they know themselves that so much that they have attracted the right people into their life. Narcissists stop you from attracting the right people into your life. So part of the red flag is they're stopping you from reaching your highest self. Another thing you will notice about the narcissist when you meet them is that they're very spontaneous. They're down for whatever. They're spontaneous people. They're ready to do anything that's just out the box. And a lot of times that's what intrigues you about them. They might know how to ride a bike, do tricks. They might be very artistic, or things like that, or they're just like this, big, free-spirited type of person that just does cartwheels and, just seems like they're happy. So a lot of times narcissists are spontaneous. They'll make plans. They'll, if they're out with their friends, they're the person that's going to say, hey, I've made plans for us to go to this after hours after. Or they meet someone, at this after hours, and, they're just going to leave home with them. They're very spontaneous people. They leave home with them, or they'll start inviting their friends to go to the location where they're at, and then next thing you know, they're moving in with you. So they're very spontaneous people. they'll either want you to move in with them or you move in. They just move really, really fast, to the point where you just think, well, maybe I'm in love and I'm in this fairy tale. I'm living this fairy tale life right now. And what happens is that when you're not around them, you're just so excited to be with them that you're just like, I can't wait till the next time I see them. I can't wait for us to do something again spontaneously, you know? Excuse me, you guys, if you guys hear any noise in the background, there's like literally a storm going on. Another thing that I also wanted to talk about with the red flags is they become very cold and distant. I know when I was younger and when I had got into this relationship, I remember that he would just get distant and cold and I'm so busy going to school and work that I'm just, checking in, during lunch and things like that. And, anytime that I didn't work or I had time off or, I was off work and I just had time, I noticed that all of a sudden it was this cold, distant, it's like they don't really want to be around you or they don't really want to talk to you or they become very quiet. And then you ask them why they're so quiet or why they're so distant because the last time you were hanging out with them, they were being super spontaneous and now they're cold and they're distant. And they might tell you, it's not you, I'm going through something or I'm upset at something or I just need to be alone. They're so cold that it makes you so uncomfortable that you're just like, well, maybe I just need to get away and give this person space. And you feel guilty and they make you feel after a while, they make you feel like you're bothering them because they're like, I'm not doing anything to you. All I'm doing is I'm being cold and distant, but I'm not doing anything to you. So what happens is that when they do this, it confuses you. You're thinking to yourself, well, 1 minute you were spontaneous, now you're cold and distant. And this is what happens when the narcissist is trying to question your reality. So now you're thinking that you're doing something, and then you're trying to make it up to them, but they're so cold that you start to distance yourself. And once you start to draw back, then, they start love bombing you again and you're asking them, well, why were you doing this? Or why did you do that? And they literally put the blame on you and they're like, well, you kept bothering me and I was just being by myself and you nag me all the time and you're not giving me space. So now they're making you question your reality. And you're thinking, well, maybe I am doing something or maybe I am nagging. And you know that you're not doing anything. And it gets to the point where you start to feel as if you can't compromise with this person. And if you can't compromise with them, you feel as if you've already been defeated. You start to feel as if, hey, I don't care if I'm right or if I'm wrong, because when I say sorry to the narcissist, it doesn't mean a thing. I try to do things, but there's no compromising. And when there's no compromising, this is where they get violent. This is where they call you out your name. This is where, they might disappear. They might block you. They might not answer your calls. They might answer your calls, but say some really nasty, rude things that you might have never heard before. that you're just flabbergasted. You're in shock. You can't believe that someone is talking to you this way. And, they might, realize that they've kept you waiting and kept you confused, and they've distorted your reality because they've been living their life, not thinking about you, not losing sleep over you. And when they do come back, because the narcissist always comes back, they will never accept any type of accountability for the things they've done. And if they do, they will still find some way to blame you or to involve you in a made-up fairy tale fight that they've made up. Another red flag that you will notice is that they blame past supply for failed relationships. But they will never get specific with you on why. And a lot of times when they express what the past supply did to them, a lot of times you will find hints of the past supply basically doing the same thing that you're doing, which is really nothing. A lot of the things that they blame you for are the same things they blame the past supply. Nagging, not trusting them, things like that. Things that you might deeply feel inside. Those are the same things that past supply that they will brag about. And even if you haven't dealt with anything extreme, just their stories alone are something that people overlook. They overlook their past relationships. Another thing that they do while breaking your reality and your focus is that I think one of the most sneakiest things that the narcissist does to literally mess with your reality is that they lie about their name. They always have an alter ego, a fictitious name. They lie about their age. They're always lying about their age, because a lot of times they know that people are going to question what's going on. Why is it that they're not focused on themselves the way they should. Another thing that they lie about is their kids. They might not tell you they have any kids. They might, tell you that, they have a kid, but they're not sure if it's theirs. Or they might tell you, I have a child, but my child's mother moved with my child to another state. And they'll bash that mother of their child. They'll bash them, not understanding that this person is a real psycho narcissist demon, and that's why they moved to a whole nother state, because they knew that their child is not safe with them, because these people only had children with them in order to torture them longer. That's why having children with them, or thinking having children or getting married, is going to change things. You're in for a rude awakening. So their dreams come first. That's another red flag, is that, it might start off with them sharing their dreams, you sharing their dreams, and it seems like they're listening to you. It seems like they're, you guys are on the same, you guys have the same energy. It's like you guys are on the same lane, and it might seem as if, you guys are both ambitious people. But the thing is, the narcissist dreams always come first. So while a lot of red flag, the red flag about this is that first, they're going to make it seem as if your dreams, their dreams, you guys are going to come together and you guys are just going to be this power couple. And they'll even tell you, hey, you know, one day I am going to buy you that ring. One day I am going to marry you. But right now we can't do that because, you know, I'm unstable or you're unstable, or they might be stable, but you're still young, or you might be going through something, or you're a single parent and you're just not where they are. You know, and it's not saying there's anything wrong with you, but the narcissist likes to compete. So a red flag would be them competing with you by putting their dreams first. So yes, in the beginning, while love bombing you because you're a new supply, they will seem as if you guys will share the same dreams. But as the months, the years go by, you will see that your dreams don't matter. When you speak of your dreams, they don't want to listen to you talk. You will see that, you know, they don't care about speaking your dreams into existence. And not only that, when good things happen to you and any dream that you've had comes true, they don't celebrate you. They ignore it. They might say that they're happy for you, but you can definitely feel it, and that's a red flag. That means that they will never be happy for you. You can stay with them for 10 years and they will still not be happy for you. And you might think to yourself, well, how can someone stay with me for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and in the end still was never happy for me? Basically, the whole time they pretended, or they just, you know, let me talk and they just listened, but they weren't really listening. I thought I had a friend, but this person was never my friend. They were just sitting there. So do not go for people who do not believe in your dreams the same way as you do. If they do not support you, that's a red flag. They might tell you, hey, I got a flat tire, or hey, you know, that day was my mom's birthday, or they might give you an excuse. But at the end of the day, pay attention to any good moments in your life and realize that they either messed up those moments or they never showed up. And anytime they did not show up, they gave you a sob story. But their intention was to make you know and make you feel alone. Because in the future, years later, they're going to tell you, hey, well, I never showed up in the beginning. Why would I show up now? And you might think they won't do that to you, but they will. So always know that they want you to be a fool. They want you to be a sucker. They want to keep licking you till you're nothing. And they do it slowly. And it's by putting their dreams first. And eventually, you're going to put so much into their dreams that you're going to forget about your dreams, or your dreams are not going to seem as important. And once your dreams don't feel important, you're basically left with nothing but the narcissist. And you're just trying to survive the relationship that you can't even survive, because they literally suck you dry and to put you in really bad situations. And, you know, let's talk about the karma for another video. Another red flag is that they test your boundaries. They do things, if they know you're religious or they know certain things about you, they test your boundaries. If they know you're a virgin, they want to take your virginity. They feed you lies, stories, they'll tell you anything. I'll marry you. They'll cry. You know, they'll give you the last of what they have to get what they want, and then they're plotting on how to get it back and steal it back from you. And if they do it once, they'll do it again. So never ignore that. So they test boundaries. They might even ask you strange questions when you start off this relationship with them. They might ask, how would you, if you're a woman dealing with a man, they might tell you, how do you feel about bisexual men? How do you, they might ask you some strange questions. And what I'm saying is never overlook any type of boundaries, questions, jokes, because they will all make sense in the future. Kind of like when you're putting things together, later on and you realize that you had all these clues and now you're like, oh, that makes sense. Now I get it. Okay, so a lot of things that they do and joke around, it's not a joke. It's all part of their act. These are actors. These are like real actors. Like Hollywood does not pay them. They're real actors. Like they love getting into different characters and no one has to pay them to do it. So another thing is they're inconsistent. So they go from being super consistent and then things gradually start changing and then they're not consistent anymore. You never know where you're going to be with the narcissist. So if you never know where your relationship is at, chances are that's a narcissist, that's a red flag, and you need to get away. Maybe their work hours are always changing, or maybe they tell you they're working a certain amount of hours, and karma always comes in handy because sometimes they lie about little things like that, and next thing you know, their time card falls out of their pocket. These people are always getting exposed. And then when you question them about that time card, they're going to deny it. They might even tell you, my job must have messed up my time. The thing about the narcissist, they're the type of person, I don't know what movie that was. I think it was Santa Claus or something, is coming to town or something, where Santa is driving, the dude playing Santa is driving, and he's on the phone with someone, and he's like, hey, I'm just calling to let you know that I'm not going to be able to make it because there's traffic. And there was literally no traffic around him. And then he starts honking and he's like, hey, move out the way. The narcissist is the type of person to just lie, like for no reason. They disappear. They start disappearing. You might be on a date with them. You might go out with them. They might even ditch you while you're with them. Or when you barely met them, they might have disappeared and you questioned it. And it might have been like, that was weird. And, they give you a lie about their mom being in the hospital or having a heart attack. They tell you really crazy stories. Sometimes they're true. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes the stories are true. Maybe they tell you, hey, my autistic son, was sick. And they do have an autistic son and you don't want to question it because if you question something like that, sorry, you guys, you will look like a weirdo. So you're just like, oh, I don't want to question. You might have a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of red flags, but a part of you you just don't want to say anything because you feel like it's not your place. But that intuition in you is telling you that this inconsistency is not by accident or mistake. And you ignoring that feeling is a red flag. Maybe, you're stranded or there's an emergency and you realize, even a death in the family, stranded, anything, and you just realize that the narcissist is distant, or you notice that they're always texting, they're always online, but they don't text you or or involve you in any type of pictures or anything. Their page is never, like if they have a Facebook, it's never disclosed with anything private, like family, friends. Like, you notice that for the most part they don't really tag people and things like that. Or you notice that they're always throwing digs at you, or they're trying to make you feel insecure, or you notice that their schedule is always changing. They're always telling you that their schedule is changing, and you can't see them certain days, and you start noticing. One thing that I did notice was that I would notice holidays and things like that, things weren't adding up. But not only that, I started to notice that I would only see them on certain days, or I started to only see them during a certain time. So it's like, you might be able to hang out with them, and then they're like, oh, I got work in the morning, I have to go to sleep. What are you, like they become very cold, distant, and all of a sudden it's kind of like, you can't really stay the night. So now it just becomes this routine. So if you find yourself in a routine where now you don't really sleep with them, or you might only sleep with them, but you don't see them in the daytime. So if you notice that there's some type of routine going on, or, even with me, I think the hardest part was after like 2 years, actually, I noticed that there was a pattern, but I couldn't really believe it. The months, there was always a pattern with a certain month. Like, I would be like, oh, why? It seems like during August they disappear all of a sudden. Like there's a weekend where they disappear, but they're not telling me where they're going. It's like they're celebrating a birthday or something, but you just start adding things together, but you're never really sure. So if you find yourself questioning the routine and thinking on it too much, chances are that if that's what's going on, is just that you want to see it with your own eyes. You want to see the proof. You want to know the answers, but the narcissist is never going to give you the answer you want. They will lie to the end. Another thing is maybe let's take it to sex. They might want oral sex, but won't give you any in return. Or it almost seems like very robotic, like they're using you. Or they might want to do like some kinky role plays, or a lot of times when you start being sexual with them, they're into stuff maybe that you've never been into, and now they're trying to enforce that on you and basically make you what they want you to be, which is someone that they use for supply. And it seems as if there's no emotional connection there. It's just, I need to please myself. This is what I do. If you're here, you're not here. I'm going to please myself either way. Even if it's not with you, even if it's just by myself. Their attitude is very, you just start feeling as if there's no emotion there, but you want to please them and get that emotion in return. So you keep going over and beyond. But in the end, you guys, there will still not be, you can be with them for 20, 30 years. This is how they will treat everyone. And I don't think people understand that, because they feel as if this person has ran off with the new supply, but really, they can't hide who they are. And this is why, in the end, you realize that you overlooked a lot of these qualities about them. If they, gaslight you, telling you things or making you insecure, giving you reasons to be insecure, and then blaming you for being insecure, or if they steal from you or steal from others or steal from strangers or gossip to others or your friends and family. So if you hear these people gossiping, that's another red flag. They have that brother or sister or best friend on speed dial, and their parents are, just going along with whatever they do and say, whether it's right or wrong. You might think, oh, well, they just have a really good relationship with these people. And a lot of times behind closed doors, they will tell you that they don't even like them, so always pay close attention to these people. Another red flag is their money always being spent. They might tell you, hey, if you do this for me, next week when I get paid, I'll do this for you. Only that the next week they might tell you, hey, my kid just went back to school, so I had to take them shopping and I couldn't do anything about that. Or else, there's always an excuse. There's always money problems. And because there's always money problems on their end, they will suck the life and money out of you and then blame you for sucking the life and money out of you, and then tell you that you're not doing enough. When they've spent all their money, they've spent yours, and now they're telling you that you're not doing enough. So do not fall for the narcissist con money game. It's all a scheme. It's all a lie to feed into their fake delusional reality. You don't know what these people are doing behind closed doors. If another red flag is them hanging out with, other narcissists, and while being around them or being around their friends or family, they say certain things to you in a joking way about the narcissist, or they make a really rude, nasty joke. Or they even tell you, the narcissist, they might tell you, he's not a good person, or they might tell you the last girl he brought, he spit on her, they might tell you some truths about the narcissist's past, and then the narcissist might, question their friend, and then their friend might start laughing. And, don't overlook any of those things when they're joking around with their friends, because chances are their friends are narcissists. Their friends might have done some shady stuff to them, but they don't care. They would rather forgive their narcissist friend than to treat you, a person who's done for them, with respect. These people are trash. Another thing, another red flag is they have a sob story. You know, a lot of us have stories about, things we've went through, traumas. The narcissist has that sob story too. The only thing is that when you meet these type of people, you have not came into the reality of understanding that narcissists want to relate to you, so they use the sob story. They know that they've been through some traumatic stuff, just like you've been through traumatic stuff. But there comes a point in this relationship that you wake up, that the blinds go up and you come into consciousness and you tell yourself, wow, I've been done really dirty, but I still wouldn't do that to someone else. I wouldn't wish what this narcissist did to me on anyone around me that I love, or a stranger. I wouldn't wish anyone, this type of abuse. The thing about the sob story is that they might have told you, hey, this is what, I went through this, or my parents got a divorce, or I got shot at, or whatever their delusional story is that they might have experienced. They're trying to tell you that that's when they told themselves that they were going to be cold-hearted, that they would never love again. That this is where they get this mentality where they act as if, hey, I went through some stuff too. That's why I act like the Grinch. But the thing is, when you came into consciousness, you decided to be good because deep down inside you were always good. Even though you were blind, you were always good. You loved the narcissist. Any narcissist in your life, you loved them, you really had good intentions, even though you didn't know what was going on, even though you might have done some hateful stuff to them out of anger. It was never to the intensity of what they've done to you. So you might question yourself, why would they do this to me? Because this person was always evil, and they're using fake stories about their past or even their present to justify their present actions, but they know they're full of shit. So I'm telling you, any sob story they give you, whether they're discarding you, hoovering you, love bombing you, they're crying to you, they're telling you that they know they're crazy, they know that they need to change, whatever they're telling you, or they might have told you, that they know that they're not good for you, or they might tell you, they know that they're different, that they have issues, that something's going on, mayday. Don't fall for it. There's nothing going on. They like the drama. They tell you whatever they want to tell you. They're like, hey, I'm just going to tell them that I just do stuff because I've been hurt. Because it sounds good. That sounds good, right? That sounds like a good response, a reasonable one. And it's not really going to hurt your feelings because it might make you feel a little bit better. But it's not about feeling better. It's about knowing the truth. And the truth is they don't care. This is why they'll do it again. And when they do it again, they'll tell you, I didn't care the last time and I don't care this time. And if you don't like it, you can leave. So when they tell you to leave and they throw digs at you, that's all part of manipulation. If you watch them have no patience in traffic, at a restaurant, drive-through, patience with you, patience with their child, that's a red flag. never happy, always in a bad mood, always, they have this energy about them that is restless, very restless energy, very envious, hateful, always plotting, and always wishing the worst on others. That's a red flag. Them stalking you, that's a red flag. Stalking where you work, stalking where, your Facebook, searching, mutual friends, going to the same places you go to, trying to meet up for drinks and food, and, trying to relate to you through different chats or different groups, even narcissistic narcissist group supports. They're in there. There has to be a narcissist in one of those. They're always watching others' pain. That's what they get off on. And they know they're going to hurt you, and they know that in the end, when you realize who and what they are, for the demon that they are, they know that you're going to look back at these red flags from the beginning, and you're going to realize that they were playing you the whole time, that they really weren't lying, that they really didn't care, and it's going to hurt. So it's better to cut it while you can, because I remember being young and telling myself, the third year, like, okay, well, it seems like it's a routine. And then it's like year after year, you give excuses until you look back and you realize that the best years that you were supposed to enjoy are gone. Next thing you know, all your 20s are gone, and you realize that you didn't get to enjoy prom, or you didn't get to enjoy certain things that you were always trying to survive in the narcissist world, basically. And you allowed the narcissist to make you believe that you are who they think you are, and they don't know you at all. It's like someone judging someone based on their color, culture, and assuming this is what they like, this is the food they like, this is the music they like, just assuming all these qualities about you, assuming you're going to get angry, all these things. That's what the narcissist does. They look at people, they create what they're going to do for you. So if you're telling them, yeah, I'm looking for a relationship, things like that, they're already looking ahead, and it's not because they want to be with you. They see something they want. It could be your car. It could be, family. It could be anything. Status. It could just be, I just need someone to be in a relationship with, because I notice that when I'm in a relationship, I get more attention from the opposite sex, because it seems like, that's the only way I can attract other people, is if they see me with you. So the narcissist has many reasons for supply, and none of them involves love. They don't care about love. They don't care about intimacy. This is why you have some narcissists that have even 20 kids, and they'll deny all 20, knowing that they were out in the streets doing stuff. So, these are people that you have to watch out for. Very dangerous. Their goal, you're wondering, well, why another supply, or well, they're going to be happy. See, you guys need to erase that. The narcissist's whole purpose in life is to poison people. Like, that's all they do. They go from one person to another just to poison them. And you're you can't worry about other people while having venom inside of you. So you have to recreate yourself. Yes, the narcissist recreated themselves, but it wasn't for the greater good. It wasn't for humanity. They recreated themselves when they gained consciousness and decided, this is how I'm going to manipulate people. Not, I'm going to change my life for the better. So yeah, red flag, creating an altercation out of nowhere and demanding special treatment by comparing you to other people, comparing you to their exes, comparing you to their family, friends. That's a red flag. Anyone who compares you or tells you you look like someone, or you remind them of someone, or you do stuff that someone used to do, that's a red flag. You are like no one else. Remember that. And remember that the narcissist can't understand that. You're like no one else. You can change. They can't. Another thing that you will notice is that the narcissist will leave you if you don't have supply. And, maybe you're a student, or, you're focused on school, you're surviving off school money. Once your school money is gone, they're gone too. And if they see you buying something online, like say you post something, and I say this because I remember being young, and I remember, before the narcissist separated me from my family and my friends, it was never once they take you away from your family and friends, it's just never the same again, unless you have people that really truly love you, and it's only going to be a few in the end, only a few, maybe even just one, but that's how it gets to the point where it's basically like you have to recreate your whole world. What they do is they leave you, but if they see you going out, or they see you having fun, or they see you with your friends, or and this is where a lot of young women get this mentality where they're like, oh, well, he's not talking to me, so I'm going to post pictures with my friends, or I'm going to post that I'm shopping, things like that, and that will attract the narcissist back. And if you notice that that's what's happening, because I remember when I was younger, I had a friend, and she was with a narcissist, and this narcissist, in the end, he broke her nose, and he broke her car windows, and he got really violent. And I just remember being young, and I don't know if the guy was like really, actually, now I remember, he wasn't that much older. So I used to have this perception that it was like older guys, when I was younger, I would have this perception that older guys got with younger girls to manipulate them. But when I saw that the same behavior was happening to my friend, and the guy she was with was pretty young, and not only that, but my brothers, as I've told you guys, are narcissists, and I've noticed the behavior being like that for a very, very long time. I realized, narcissism just does not have an age. So never think, oh, well, we're still high school sweethearts, or we're this, or we're that. Don't stay with people, because that's very demonic for someone to hook up with you middle school, high school, and never give you a chance at life, and that's what happens to some of us, is that we thought that this person was going to change because we thought we knew them, because we grew up with them. And I notice a lot of people, even till this day, it's like they ended up staying with the same people that they went to middle school with. And to me, that's scary. Especially if you ended up with a narcissist, a lot of times these women end up with 4 or 5 kids till they finally decide to leave because they were with them since they were young. Another thing that I will say is that always pay attention to someone that is coming back into your life when you're doing better, or when they think you're doing better, or when they're doing bad and they secretly don't want to tell you how bad they're doing. But it gets to the point where they just can't hide it. And the thing is, they came to you because they knew you were going to feel sorry for them. The narcissist knows you're a good person, but always remember how they left you, because they really did mean it. Whatever they did or said, they really meant it. So if they come back, give you a sob story, just know a lot of people give sob stories and steal your car, or steal money that you had saved up for a car. They'll steal your money. They'll tell you won a prize for a raffle. They'll tell you that, you have court tickets that you need to pay. Narcissists are out here running the world. They're scheming. They're calling your phone from anonymous numbers and companies and trying to get a piece of someone who is unconscious. And a lot of times you were unconscious when dealing with them. And a lot of times you might thank them or feel like you owe them something for waking you up to the realities of life. And you might even think to yourself, it didn't work out, but we can be friends. That's a red flag. Just because someone taught you something, they didn't necessarily teach you something. God taught you that. And you're giving credit to the narcissist that's trying to destroy you, because the narcissist was never your friend. And even when they leave and they might say, I'm sorry it didn't work out, can we be friends? I know I have problems. They just want to use you as a therapist. That's all you are to narcissists. That's all everyone ever is to a narcissist, is a therapist. They use you as a therapist, and then that's it. They want to justify anything they do. They want to gossip. They want to make up lies. They want to tell you their dreams, but you can't share yours with them. They want to interrupt you. The narcissist, you guys, will show you that it's all about them and it was never about you. They fake the future with you. They act as if anything that you own belongs to them, as well as you. And they do it very fast, swiftly, right away. And I hope that these red flags that I've listed and went through can be helpful for any of you listening out there, so that you can save yourselves, because this is a matter of life and death. It's not a joke. I'm not playing. It's not a aha moment. It's real life. I know that the narcissist has taken you away from reality, and it almost seems like a movie, like this can't be real. The pain it hurts too much. But you have to be strong, and you have to wake up. Appreciate everything, appreciate your life, appreciate that you're not locked away. The narcissist wants you dead, wants you behind bars. They'll do things, provoke you, blame you, lie on you, all in the name of love. And you're going to wonder, but why? I just loved you. Because the narcissist is poison. They come into people's life as poison. This is why they want as many supplies to poison. So they can sit back and think about all the people they've poisoned and feel good about themselves. And then they're looking like poison. They look like a walking disease, and they're still looking in the mirror like they're not a disease, and they start looking very horrible. And anyone around them has to be a narcissist. The people around them, if they're not, eventually they're not going to be dumb enough not to realize what type of person they're dealing with. The narcissist paints this picture like everyone likes them, everyone wants to be their friend, everyone admires them, praises them, and in many ways they might, be good friends with them. They might, be great friends, willing to help them. But eventually there's going to be a point of time where they're going to feel who the narcissist truly is, and they're going to realize, that it's all a facade. And a lot of times these type of people think, well, as long as they're not doing anything to me, I don't have a problem with them. But the problem is understanding that the narcissist is poison. They're no one's friend. So they'll a lot of their friends might feel like they've already been injected with poison. How much more poison can I get? Okay. Well, I hope that you guys were able to get something out of this video. You guys, I've been recording for over an hour, and I've gave you guys enough knowledge, enough red flags to help you survive. Please, whatever you do, no matter how sad, how bad you feel because of the narcissist in your life, even if it's friends, family, your boss, please do not stop following your dreams. Do not stop creating your reality. Tell yourself where you want to be 3 years from now, because time flies and you don't want to look back the way I have and realize that I didn't accomplish anything but chasing after someone that never was going to love me to begin with. And it's a painful truth. It's not something to dwell on. It's something to rejoice about. It's actually a beautiful thing once you come out of this and you realize the type of power you actually have in so many different ways. But in order for you to experience that heaven, you have to literally go through that hell, and it helps you be stronger. Sometimes you might feel like, I don't want to be strong. I just want to go back to that regular life I've had without the narcissist before they even came in. That's all I wish I had, or I could have. But nothing is by accident. And if you really wish or want something, you can have it. And when you finally do, you realize that for once in your life, you actually wished for something and you believed in something and you were able to manifest your dream. For the first time, you really put your all into it, and you used every single technique blueprint that was laid out over the years to help you succeed. So, my voice, you guys, is literally breaking up, and I'm really, really tired. I just really wanted to make this video before I called it a night. What time is it? Wow, it's already 1 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I had a long day at work, and like I said, I still have dreams. I still have dreams that my channel will grow, that I will, be able to do so many great things for survivors. And, I really want to leave my print in this world, and I have faith that it will happen for me. And I want to thank you guys who have been following my journey. It took some hard work to get here. It's not a lot, but I'm really happy that we have built this community, and we're able to talk to each other and understand each other and help other survivors through our stories and through our experience. And just by simply saying, I'm still alive, I'm still here. The narcissist did not destroy me. They almost did, but they didn't. So I love you guys. I'm sending you guys lots of love, lots of peace, and lots of healing. Put yourself first. Don't trust so much. Always be loving, giving, and do it to the right, and be giving to the right people, the people that deserve it, the people that are always there. Don't overlook the things that people do or have done for you, all because of anger. And I feel like that's another thing the narcissist teaches you, is that you might have been upset at a lot of people in your life, but not until you've dealt with a narcissist and seen how unempathetic they are, you will realize that no one in your life really treated you as bad as this person did. And you actually have given them more power than you should have. You should have gave that energy to the people that actually mattered, to the people that aren't perfect, but they matter, and you matter. So always remember that you are not what the narcissist made you to be. All the negative words, you're annoying, your voice, you're this, you're that, all the things they tried to put into your brain, reprogram yourself. Ask yourself if that's true. And tell yourself it's not. Talk to yourself. Be one. One love. Love you guys. Bye.